Hi everybody. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Hi everybody. Yep, looks like we can hear me. Audio is good to go. We're gonna do some vocabulary words. I'm so excited! Who else is excited? Tell me if you're excited. I need to know. You know that circular thing? Let me get closer to my internet. Hold on. Okay. Hope you're all getting set up as I am. Got my fan on. Hello? Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. Can you guys all hear me? Let me know if it's working for you. Okay, good to know. Sorry about that, guys. I am not a techie by any stretch. All right, so let's get started. Personal property. What is personal property? What do you guys think? Personal property. What is personal property? Personal property, generally movable. Is all personal property movable? Is all personal property movable? What do you guys think? Is all personal? No. Give me an example of personal property that's not movable. What's an example of personal property that's not movable? So a fixture is actually attached. What about a trade fixture, guys? Trade fixture, nice job, Leslie Petty. So a dentist chair that's attached to the ground is actually personal property, goes to the dentist. Okay. So that's an example of personal property that is immovable. So be careful with that. What's an example of real property that is movable? What's an example of real property that is movable? What do you guys think? What's an example of real property that is movable? A pool cover. Good. Excellent. So be careful of that movable, immovable thing, okay? Okay, next we have impounds. What are impounds? What are impounds? Impounds. Impounds is when they collect for reoccurring costs, such as taxes and insurance and things of that nature. Because if you don't pay those, the loan doesn't get paid. So it's just a way of the lender collecting reoccurring costs. Injunction. What's injunction? What's an injunction? What's an injunction? Injunction is a court order to stop. Court order to stop. Good. Consideration. What is consideration? Consideration. Consideration. Anything of value. Good. Good job, guys. Sale leaseback. What's a sale leaseback? Sale leaseback. The lessee becomes a lessor. Nice job, Carly Bear. Lessee becomes the lessor. Actually, not exactly. Excuse me, Carly. Like, it's the vendor becomes the lessee. The vendor becomes a lessee. You sell the property, and then you rent out the property you just sold. Excuse me. Lessee becomes the lessor. It's not exactly. It's the vendor becomes the lessee. Meaning you sell your property and then you become a tenant of the new owner. And it's a great way to get some money to invest in a business. So you could stay where you are. So everybody wins. Theoretically. Income approach. What's the income approach? What's the income approach? What do you guys think? Income approach converts the income into value. So if a property brings in money, it has more value. How much value? That's what this approach does. Mutual consent. What is mutual consent? Mutual consent. Mutual consent also is offer and acceptance when two people agree. It's one of the 4 essentials of a valid contract. What are the other 4? What are the other 4 essentials? What are the other 4 essentials of a valid contract? What do you guys think? What are the other 4 essentials? You have lawful object, consideration, meeting of the minds. Lawful object, consideration, meeting of the minds, and capable parties. Good. Stud is for the essential elements of value, scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. Lawful object, what is that? Lawful object. Something must be legal in nature. Good. Estate at will. What's an estate at will? Estate at will. Means it can be terminated by any time. So talk about less than freehold estates. What are the other three types of less than freehold estates? Less than freehold estate. What are the other types of less than freehold estates? Estate for years, periodic tenancy, estate at will, and estate at sufferance. I'll say it again. Estate at years, periodic tenancy, estate at will, and estate at sufferance. Hello from the other side. Market data approach, market data comparison approach. What is that? What do you guys think? Market data comparison approach. That's when you compare properties of like kind. It's your basic form of appraisal when you are looking for a home or even buying a pair of shoes, to be honest. You use comps. Abandonment. What is abandonment? Abandonment. Abandonment. When you voluntarily give up rights, when you abandon something. Determinable fee estate. Who knows what that is? Determinable fee estate. A fee simple estate in which a property automatically reverts to the grantor on the occurrence of a specific event or condition. Riparian rights. What do you guys think? Riparian rights. Riparian river, riparian river, riparian river, riparian river. It means when you have rights by a moving body of water. What are littoral rights? What do you guys think are littoral rights? Littoral rights. It means by a lake. Good. Depreciation. What is depreciation? loss in value from any cause. Okay, principle of progression. Principle of progression. What do you guys think? Principle of progression is when you live by nicer properties and your value goes up. It's a basic real estate principle to say location, location, location. The location dictates the value more than the property itself. Do you guys know the difference between joint tenancy and tenancy in common? Who knows the difference between joint tenancy and tenancy in common? Anybody? What's the difference between joint tenancy and tenancy in common? The right of survivorship. Which one has the right of survivorship? Joint tenancy or tenancy in common? Which one of those has the right of survivorship? Joint tenancy is the right of survivorship. What does that mean? What does that mean to have the right of survivorship? What that means is if one party dies, the other will get the property. You cannot will it to your heirs. It goes to the other party who owns it with you. You cannot will it to your heirs. Do you guys hear a lot of background noise? My fan's on. I'll turn my fan off. Is there a lot of background noise? Okay, one moment. Okay, is that better? Let me know if that's better. No, it's not me breathing. I'm not that out of shape. Thank you, Leslie. Okay. I apologize for that. I didn't realize you guys heard that. I'm sorry. Oh, how about that background noise? Okay, so joint tenancy, we were saying, is time, title, interest, possession. Tenancy in common just has unity of possession. Joint tenancy has the right of survivorship. Tenancy in common does not. Okay, what's a mechanic's lien? What's a mechanic's lien? Mechanic's lien is money owed. Mechanic's lien is money owed for work done on the property. So mechanic's lien is when you owe money to a worker, things of that nature. You do hear Spanish, and I just said silencio para ellos. Okay. Is mechanic's lien a general lien or a specific lien? Good. What's the difference between a specific lien and general lien? Anybody know? Specific lien, when they don't pay, you can only take one thing, like the property. General lien means they can take everything. Give me an example of a general lien. Give me an example of a general lien. General liens mean they take everything. So what would be a general lien? So income tax would be a general lien. Specific lien would be like property tax. A judgment, like if you lose a court case, that'd be a general lien. Gross rent multiplier. It's a gross rent multiplier. Gross rent multiplier is price divided by rent. We have a great video on this if you guys want to watch. Codicil. What's a codicil? What is a codicil? What is a codicil? I gotta figure this out. I'm sweating now, but I do it for you guys. I'm gonna lose 5 pounds in this webinar. How to use a fan or an air conditioner without the noise. Okay, a codicil is an addition or supplement that explains, modifies, or revokes. Okay, moving right along. Secondary mortgage market. What is the secondary mortgage market? Louisiana is 37 degrees. The weather has been super crazy this past year. Past 2 years, it's getting really nutty. Okay, the secondary mortgage market is the resale marketplace. Resale marketplace. Resale marketplace. They make a loan, they resell in the secondary market so they can make more loans. Because otherwise they'd have to wait to collect all that interest in order to make another loan. But the secondary market, they could sell the loan and then they could use that money to lend to more people. Latoya, warehousing is when you sell a group of loans in the secondary market. What is a buffer zone? What is a buffer zone? A strip of land that separates one land use from another. Good. Unenforceable contract. Unenforceable contract. We are live, just so you guys know, 5 days a week for all our PrepAgent members. If you're a PrepAgent member, you have all this recordings on your control panel. Unenforceable contract means it can't be enforced in the court of law. Is that the same as a void contract? No, so you could still have the four essential valid contract: capable parties, consideration, lawful object, and mutual consent. Unenforceable means there's an element like if it's supposed to be in writing and it's not, if the time is expired, things of that nature. What's that statute that has to do with writing? Anybody know? What's that statute that has to do with writing? Statutes of frauds. What's that statute that has to do with time? What's that statute that has to do with time? Statute of limitations. Good. What's a lease pendants? Lease pendants. Lease pendants is Latin for lawsuit pending. Pending litigation. And they're suing over who owns the property. Pending litigation. Constructive notice. What is constructive notice? Constructive notice is notifying somebody without actual contact. You could do it by recording or putting something in public registry. It's available to the public. Debt income ratio. What is the debt income ratio? What do you guys think? Debt income ratio. How much you owe versus how much you make. Good. Exclusive listing. What do you guys know as an exclusive listing? Spanish Bee says, gracias, Mr. Joe. Felicidades de nada. Buena suerte en tu nuevo carrera. Su nuevo carrera. Lo siento. Okay. Exclusive listing. It means you can only hire one broker. One broker. As opposed to an open listing, you're going to hire many. So you have a contract with only one broker. And you have exclusive agency and exclusive right to sell. What's the difference between exclusive agency and exclusive right to sell? Exclusive agency and exclusive right to sell. Exclusive agency means the owner sells. You get nothing. Exclusive right to sell means you get paid no matter what. Thank you, King Franz. Okay, move right along. What is the definition of value? What do you guys think is the definition of value? Basically what anybody would pay for in the open market, that's the value. Not how much it's listed for, not what an appraiser says, it's what somebody will pay. It's kind of a trick question on the exam. It's one of those that seems super obvious, and you're like, oh, my 4 essentials and blah, but it's actually more simple than you think. So don't overthink it if you see that on your exam. What's the marginal tax rate? Marginal tax rate. Is the tax on the next dollar earned. Building codes. What do you guys got for me regarding building codes? Building codes, building codes. They're minimum construction standards for local buildings. Can you guys give me an example of a building code in your house right now, or apartment or building, wherever you are? Look around, give me an example of a building code. Building code is one of the police powers, along with zoning and rent control. And a police power is one of the 4 government powers when you learn about police power, eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. And remember, the difference between police power and eminent domain is money. Police power, they don't give you any money. They just tell you to use the property. Eminent domain, they pay you for it through the process of condemnation. They take it away from you. Emblement. What's an emblement? Emblement. Growing crops, good, through the tenant's own care, and they're entitled to take it away. Therefore, they are personal property. Amenity. What's an amenity? Amenity. Neighbor facilities and services that enhance the property's value. Good. Inverse condemnation. I just went over this before. Inverse condemnation. Inverse condemnation is when you sue the government. Remember, condemnation is when the government must provide you compensation under eminent domain for your property. So inverse condemnation is when that doesn't happen, so you're actually suing the government because they took your property and did not give you the just compensation you deserve. Subject to, what does that mean? Subject to. Subject to. Subject to is when the buyer takes title. That's the normal way to do it and takes responsibility. Okay, but the loan is still the responsibility of the seller. Assume is when the buyer assumes responsibility of the seller. That's not as common. The normal way is subject to, where you buy a property, but it's subject to the seller paying off that loan as they are responsible for it. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I apologize for the extra noise with the fan and whatnot. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye.